Welcome back, you to another episode of Radio Rufus. That's right, it's episode 31. It's an absolute milestone, and we return, as we do every week, for some tantalising bloody content, and we're going to force it down your throats. That's not the usual method of ingestion for a podcast, but we're revolutionising the game. Into your ears, down your throat, and into your stomach. Yum yum. That's a food reference, because today, our wonderful guest is WhatWillyCook. Yes, let's welcome him into the show. Welcome, Willy.
Hello, everyone.
Congratulations. You're the first guest we've ever had on that my mum has heard of.
Is that true?
Yeah, well, my mum's a food writer
Is she?
for The Telegraph.
Oh, cool. Is she Jay Rayner?
No, she's not Jay Rayner.
Okay.
I think he's at The Observer.
he is, yeah.
But that means that she's aware of your content.
It's quite nice to hear.
Yeah.
I like mums.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I like my mum as well, but not in the same way that you like my mum.
Well, I don't know. I like your mum. She might not be my type.
That's fair enough.
Although if she is the food writer at the
She is The Telegraph.
Telegraph, then maybe I'll just pretend.
You are known for interweaving, I think it's fair to say, mild humour into cooking.
Yeah.
Are you the first person to do that, do you think?
Definitely not.
No?
Won't be the last.
Who were your inspirations for comedic cooking?
I don't really think I had an inspiration for comedic cooking, but the
Right.
comedy inspirations are obviously quite Partridge and Peter Serafinovich.
Yeah.
People like that.
And the cooking inspiration?
Oh God, I just used to watch MasterChef as a kid.
Yeah.
And like Jamie Oliver shit.
Yeah, right. I loved MasterChef as a kid. The thing is, I was a really picky eater, so there's no way I would have gone anywhere near any of the things they were making.
Yeah.
But I just like to see them cook it for
Are
some
you
reason.
still?
No, I'm
like-
good now.
Okay.
But back then, I only liked one fruit.
Which was banana.
No.
Apple?
No. We can go through
Actually, you're quite posh. Kiwi.
No, we can go
Grapefruit.
We can go through all of the fruits if you want.
Kumquat.
No, it wasn't a kumquat.
Is it pineapple?
Nope.
Satsuma.
No.
Watermelon?
No.
Normal melon?
Dragon fruit.
Nope.
I don't know any more fruits.
Okay,
Well,
I'll
it is, I don't
I'll
know
rule
the
out
fruits.
some for you. It's not a durian or a snake fruit, or a jackfruit,
That was my next one.
or a breadfruit.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, that's more of a savoury fruit, there, isn't
Is it a
it?
kiwi?
It's not a physalis.
Tomato.
No, it's not a physalis either.
Isn't that
Is that also a kumquat? Physalis is like a small kumquat.
what was it?
It's a pear,
Oh
How
God,
did we not
the
get
cousin of the
pear?
apple.
the cousin of the apple.
Yeah.
So I would only eat pears as fruit, and the only vegetable I liked was peas and sweet corn, which is one vegetable. mixed.
Technically a legume, unless I'm very
Well,
mistaken.
I would say that's a vegetable.
Yeah.
It's a vegetable to me.
it?
I've never had a pear though.
But you had
Never had a pear.
he also has never had salmon or sushi, or he had his first crumpet earlier today.
Yeah, this is an experience.
Did you like it?
Nah, it wasn't really toasted well enough. It
You
was
have to
just
toast
chewy.
it. So there's the top level of how you toast anything in a toaster.
Yeah.
You have to do that 1.5 times for a good crumpet. That's because I had 2 for breakfast just this morning.
Yeah.
Fun.
I was probably munching on a crumpet while you were munching on a crumpet.
No,
Mine
he had
was
it about
45
10 minutes ago.
Oh, right, no, I wasn't munching on a crumpet then.
I used to work in Domino's and it was the exact same thing for cooking pizzas. You
Yeah.
put the customers in once, but if you wanted a really tasty one, 1.5 times. You're cooking
Really?
it for yourself, yeah.
It was this moment that caused the fall of Domino's. The fall of Domino's Pizza. It was the first domino.
Yeah.
There we go.
Once that one goes, they all go. Also, congratulations on your forthcoming line of Portuguese cookware.
Thank you. Well, homeware.
Homeware.
Homeware. It's
What's
it's
the
not
difference?
when it's not stuff you can cook with. It's
Right.
It's more plates and bowls.
Crockery.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
Plates, bowls, mugs for the first collection. But we're planning on
Pleasant Home, I'm
Pleasant
told it's
Home.
called.
Yeah, Pleasant Homeware.
Is that quite a literal name? That's what you want?
I think it. Yeah. I mean, I didn't want to think of anything too clever because I couldn't. So I just thought Pleasant Homeware.
Yeah.
It's
nice.
homeware. It's pleasant.
It is
you know.
pleasant. And it is pleasant.
I wanted to call it pleasant housekeeping, like good housekeeping. I thought it'd be quite funny to like lean into like that magazine style thing with like all the marketing.
Surrey Mums.
Sorry,
Love
mums.
that magazine.
Exactly,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Yeah, but and in fancy sort of like you could see it on the table of a salon in Farnham.
Of
what
course, yeah.
like that kind of thing. But we tried to get the Instagram handle, and there's a lady in Pleasance, Oklahoma, or somewhere in America, and she has a housekeeping company.
Yeah.
She's a cleaner, and she wouldn't let us have it. So, and we offered her upwards of £12
It's a lot of money.
Yeah,
It's a lot of money over there.
There's no limit on what that is as well.
Yeah.
It's upwards of £12.
Yeah, upwards of it. So,
Yeah.
that's what we said. We said, pick a number.
Anyway, your cookware does look very good. I
Thank you.
understand it will be available for purchase at some point.
Tuesday. Well, the 17th of September.
This episode's going to come out after that, so it will be available.
It is available.
Yeah.
It's available.
It's so bloody available.
It's literally-
It's actually scarily available. It's everywhere. It's flooding the market.
It's either sold out or actually, I really hope that this podcast flogs a couple of plates and bowls because
yeah.
we just don't know. I've done no market research.
My audience,
whatsoever.
which is predominantly uni-age boys, love buying homeware. So
It's like 38 quid a plate. They're all handmade by Portuguese guys in the north of Portugal, so I don't think it's for them.
like crack for teenage boys.
Tell your mums.
Yeah. You better keep it away from my mum. She loves a bit of homeware. Otherwise, it won't be the only thing.
I'll send her some. She can have a full set if she'd like.
She'll nick it. Honestly, it won't be the only thing missing in Portugal at the moment.
Oh, goodness gracious me.
We also Googled you.
Okay.
Had a bit of research. I believe your name is William Cook, your full name.
No.
Yeah. So congratulations on your extremely successful. I have to say, you do look a little bit older in the photo.
I think it's a hat.
I've got that Benjamin Button thing.
Might be the hat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, mate, look just like him. Congratulations on your extremely successful medical equipment manufacturing venture.
Well, I thought I'd just make a change,
Yeah, I didn't know that the Cook Group was one of the most valuable private companies in America, but congratulations.
Nor did I. Christ, and learned something new.
You're 101st in Forbes' list of the most wealthy Americans. Brilliant stuff. And the wealthiest person in Bloomington, Indiana.
Is that true?
Yeah, congratulations.
Oh, God. What? Thanks.
You seem remarkably unaware of your own achievements.
Yeah, I know. I wish I maybe it was a past life, but there's been some crossover. There's still a bit of left in him.
You're like when they come back from Vietnam.
Yeah.
And they're like a changed person, but the other stuff, they still did the other stuff.
Yeah, and you're speaking in a Chinese accent. Or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. And when you close your eyes, you can still hear the flamethrowers.
Yeah.
Right, let's get into it then with our first segment proper. This is not news. And Willy, you won't know this, I don't think, but every week we do a news story about the Taliban.
Okay, nice.
Keep your weekly...
Do you know what? It's about time
that
someone started doing that because I have we got ISIS for a while and no one was talking about the Taliban because it was big ISIS.
They really fell off the Taliban.
They did fall off.
They don't get much representation.
After 9/11, which I suppose was yesterday. Well, it wasn't. It was 11/9, wasn't it? But Americans are backwards.
2 days ago on the date of filming.
Yeah. Oh, that was it was it. So it was that happened. Was that their last big blowout?
No, they won back Afghanistan in 2021. I don't know if you heard about that.
Oh,
but the US completely pulled out of Afghanistan and now it's completely under Taliban control.
Oh,
is that actual news to you?
I mean, I hadn't really been paying that much attention. As I said,
this was a big story.
They fell off, and
oh no, they came back in a big way after ISIS fell off. You know, once people got tired of the beheadings and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you can only put out so many beheadings before people want you to innovate.
Before the 9-year-olds that see them on Twitter become desensitized.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and then they're like, it's a domino effect. Like you want 2 beheadings and then 4 beheadings. You know.
Yeah.
But they're so back.
Okay.
Which is why we provide weekly Taliban updates to our viewers.
What have they been up to this week?
They've sacked hundreds of men from their own security force because they're unable to grow beards.
Oh, okay.
So, Mohibullah Muhiklis, the director of planning and legislation at the ministry, said in a press conference that 281 beardless officers were identified, confirmed, and dismissed in the last 12 months. And I think dismissed might have a bit of a different meaning in Afghanistan.
It's very permanent in Afghanistan.
Permanent dismissal.
Yeah.
I don't think you get a tribunal.
Yeah.
How do you, when do you get to a point where you should have a beard there? Do you know what I mean? Is there like an age?
I think like 14.
Is it
You're expected to have one.
It's something like that. So basically, it's against Islamic Sharia law to not have one because according to the Quran, it's one of the distinguishing features that sets a man apart from a woman is having a beard.
Right.
So if you don't have one, you're basically a woman. That means you don't have any rights, so you can't be in the army.
Right.
That's their logic.
Are there women not pretty hairy too? Though?
Yeah,
Generally speaking.
I mean, it takes a world. I think some of them might be, but that is a good point. Actually, does that mean that if you are one of those women that does have a bit of a facial hair situation,
You can go in the army.
You're allowed to join the army.
I don't know.
I don't think it says much for my career
you-
prospects.
are you-
This is probably the job I'm most qualified for.
Right.
No,
Just
right.
simply having a beard.
Yeah.
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 Do you reckon they would accept all 3 of us? Then?
I think all 3 of us. I think I'd have the worst job.
Yeah, maybe.
But at least I'm still there.
You've got yours is pretty strong. Mine's more mustache based, really. I'm
Mustache
sort of
based.
more of a moustacheman, but I don't really know because you're not. I suppose are you not really meant to trim your beard too?
No, you're not. So, according to Islamic law, which the Taliban are a big fan of, it is mandatory for Muslim men to have a beard that is at least the length of a fist. So, yeah, about that.
None of us get in.
Gives you something to think about.
But if we didn't trim it for a bit,
Yeah.
we'd be good.
I could reach that length.
You could reach
in
that
like a
length.
month or
Mine, I end up looking like
Me
fucking.
stretching my cock in year 9.
I end up looking like Post Malone if I let mine grow out a bit too much.
You do look a bit like Post.
Yeah, I've had that a lot, but when my beard gets longer, it starts
Yeah.
going curly like pubes.
You look like pre-Malone right now.
Pre-Malone, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
No,
Have you
actually, you've
faced
fucking
that?
seen what he looked
If-
like
if-
before he was Post Malone.
Nah.
Yeah, little
Was
nerd.
it just Malone.
It's just Malone.
He was a neek.
Yeah. It's funny though, because he
And then he got really fat.
yeah.
And then he's really skinny now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think he's touring a lot. You know, it takes its toll. Or it could be a Ozempic. I don't know, but I like him.
Or heroin. Ozempic or heroin, my favourite game.
Is that a game?
Yeah.
Is that a section?
No.
Because it fucking should be.
It should be. We'll write that down and we'll do it next week. You get pictures of skinny celebrities and we guess heroin or Ozempic.
No, I thought we were getting the drug.
Oh, we do both.
Yeah.
That would also be fun.
You do 6 weeks of... What do you
Heroin,
want?
I'll do
you want
heroin.
heroin? Okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
6 weeks. That's quite a.
You do Ozempic.
Okay.
You can do heroin, and
Yeah.
I'll just starve.
You're okay. Nice. And we'll see.
And we'll see who loses the most weight.
Nice. Well, what are we all starting at though? That's important. You know, you have to have the independent
My
variable.
BMI is about 23.6.
Was that good?
I don't know.
I have no idea what my BMI is,
No, I
but it
don't
definitely says obese.
Yeah, I think I think mine's obese. Yeah. I had a mate.
But it's pretty mean though. The barrier for obese is fairly
Yeah.
low. I
Yeah.
would say.
But it also doesn't take into account if you're tall or broad.
No,
or,
it does. It doesn't. I had a friend of mine.
It does.
Was
Only height.
yeah,
Only height.
not
Right.
like
A friend of mine when we were about 15 did his BMI test and it said morbidly obese.
Yeah.
And he was very normal, but he was just sort of built a bit like a fridge. He was
Yeah.
quite wide and pretty squat, and but he weighed about 13 stone. So
Yeah.
it just said
not obese.
he,
at all.
he carried it well. I think most of it was muscle, but he was clinically obese by the eyes of the BMI.
Yeah. So if you've got a dodgy trim, according to the Taliban, they will alter your hairstyle.
Where do they stand on mullets?
I don't know. I'm not sure they'd be thrilled about this one.
No.
I don't know though.
It's quite voluptuous, actually.
It is quite voluptuous.
It's a
So
nice
I got it in San Sebastian.
nice.
It's a good trim.
I just walked into a random barber shop because I wanted a lads on tour mullet.
Nice.
The lads-
Did your dad get a matching one?
No, he didn't. I don't think he really has long enough hair, to be honest.
Okay.
He's not bald. He's just thinning. But yeah, I got a lads on tour mullet. The lads in question being me and my dad, and yeah, I'm rocking with it, to be honest.
It's actually quite a tasteful version of
It's a polite mullet.
of the mullet.
Yeah.
It's not too harsh.
It
you
means
know.
well.
It does.
Yeah.
You
I wanted to get a progressive mullet.
what would that have entailed?
Like sometimes people get a mullet and they just look like they voted for Trump before he even ran.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Like Italian back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that you called him Italian Back,
Is that not his name?
Italian Bach, like the composer.
I thought is that what it is?
I don't think so.
I heard someone call him Italian Batch the other day.
I think that's his name.
That is it, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, yeah, I wanted to get like a forward-thinking mullet, an innovative mullet.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think you've succeeded.
So I'm happy with it. But I think the Taliban might kill me.
You'd be dismissed.
Well, what they do is they correct, in quotes, the hairstyle. So they've done this to 450 military officers to comply with Sharia law, which I don't really know the technicalities. If you're a repeated offender, they send you to the military courts,
Oh.
which,
What, for just having a shit lid?
yeah.
Wow.
So if you've got a dead trim in the Taliban, you actually can't.
What constitutes a shit haircut, though? What is it they're not into?
They usually have got quite a lot of hair, I would have thought.
Yeah.
So I
just
think
too short.
I think we'd all be killed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely be killed.
Also, for not being a Muslim, that was touchy with them.
Yeah, that's,
well.
they're not into that.
Speak for yourself.
Hey, martial law, my brother. Yeah, I said that in a video once, and I got the top comment was, "I've never heard a a posh martial art before.
Do you know what? It's fun. A mate of mine's moved to Dubai, and he works in property out in Dubai, and love him dearly, but fuck living in Dubai. Like, obviously, it's a shithole, and everything you said about it actually the other day, I think you described it as a soulless
concrete jungle full of wankers.
Yeah. Literally, I could not think of anything worse than going and living in Dubai as a Brit. But he's incredibly posh, and he will quite often say, "Inshallah." Inshallah.
Inshallah.
I don't think you're supposed to hear that ever.
No, I don't think so. A Taliban insider.
Wait, hang on. Have you got a guy on the inside?
Well, he presumably risked his life in order to give the following statement to the Telegraph. He said, "I cannot grow a beard, so they just harassed me. Around 3 months ago, the commander told me I could no longer stay in the unit because of my beard. I faced harassment and claims that I wasn't a real Muslim." You know what the Taliban also hate? Music. So music is haram.
You would be fucked.
Music.
Yeah, so music is against the law.
Right.
It's against... If you're a hardline Islamist, music is illegal.
What do they listen to in elevators?
Yeah.
Also, the Muslim...
Just the finest Afghan side.
The Muslim call to prayer is quite melodic.
I know.
Does that not count?
I'm not saying that the Taliban have rational rules for everything.
Right. No, that's fair enough.
Pick and choose when
But
they force them.
instruments, definitely illegal. So the regime actually disclosed that in the past year they've destroyed 21,328 musical instruments.
They're like the Who.
If they were all... Yeah, they're a bigger threat to guitars than Pete Townsend, for sure.
Fucking hell.
So if they were all trumpets, that's 58 trumpets a day.
Wow.
Which, that is more than one full-time job.
Yeah.
Actually,
That's
dismantling.
They've got a crack team of boys on that. Yeah, I'm assuming boys.
A guitar teacher, I've a safe assumption.
Yeah.
The former guitar teacher said, quote, "Morality forces stormed his home and found 5 guitars, which are all very haram. And then he was arrested and taken into police custody, where he now awaits trial. And the odds are quite long on his freedom."
How many guitars does one Muslim need?
Yeah, that is a lot, actually.
If you're a guitar teacher, I don't think that's a lot. I've got 4.
Yeah.
And do you give lessons?
No.
You would be stoned in the streets for your beard length and your guitars.
You'd be the worst Muslim.
Yeah.
You really would. You'd be...
Cheers to that.
I watched The Worst Witch as a child. I know there's a generation gap, but do you know about Mildred Hubble, The Worst Witch?
No.
She was a shit witch.
Right.
You'd be like that, but for Muslims.
I'd like that. I'd like that as a show.
The shit Muslim.
The worst Muslim.
It's like The Biggest Loser or whatever, but it's the biggest Muslim.
Yeah.
I just had a thought. This is not one of those podcasts that's going to get me in trouble, is it?
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely. Okay. No.
Don't worry. This is one of those podcasts where we all have sex afterwards.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I was going
Rufus
for that.
brought a condom as well.
I did. It's under here.
Don't worry, we won't need that. I can't get pregnant.
But in case you did, there it is.
Okay.
It's not used, I have to say.
That's good that that's there.
This is an official... We used it the last episode, and it's still here.
We used it.
Well, I showcased its potential.
Disappointing shag.
I showcased its potential last episode. This is
Right.
an official Rufus Rice, Johnny.
Oh, have you?
So this is merch.
Who is it? A Durex thing, a Magnum thing, or is it like there's someone that just
From
flogs
some
them?
Chinese factory.
Nice.
Also crafted in Portugal.
Are they?
No. Okay, on to our next story then. And
Do it all in Portugal.
as you're a food-related guest, we try to get some food-related news on the programme, and this is the closest we've got. A wild police chase in Worcester, Massachusetts last week ended after a woman attempted to order food at a McDonald's drive-thru mid-pursuit. Police were belled by this bloke, who told them that a woman he didn't know had just climbed into his vehicle and driven away.
Whilst he was in it.
No.
Okay. So she GTA'd him.
Yeah, but are you just leaving your keys in the ignition and going for a shit? I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's a weird one because maybe he went for a cigarette or something. Like if you just if he was
but
stood by
even
his car.
are you leaving the keys in the ignition though? Like, not surely not, right?
I know some people do that in like safe areas.
Also, some cars have that thing where you if the keys by the car, or if the keys in the car, it works. Do you know what I mean? So maybe it was that.
But then if you drive away from the keys, does it stop?
Yeah, but what if he left the key? What if the keys were just in the car?
Oh, yeah.
Because my car, I don't want to tell this. What if the criminals get me? But my car, the keys, if they're in there, I might like get out and leave the keys in the car,
Mm.
but like I'll be near the car, but I won't think to take the keys with me because they're not in like a slot.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's
Right.
how you get the ignition going. And or maybe she was just so desperate for the McDonald's, there was no actual like the crime was just to get to the McDonald's. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So maybe
Okay.
she just
Interesting
so
theory.
the chase happened, but she was quite far away. She was far enough away from the McDonald's for the police to intervene before she got there. So maybe it was just her end goal the whole time. It wasn't like this stopped the police chase.
Yeah, I
Maybe
mean,
that's the most
she hasn't
important
come
part
out
of
and
the
said that for sure.
story. Has she said something?
No, but
A mouthful of Big Macs.
she has she's facing a lot of charges, I will say that. Basically, she drove away this random vehicle. The officers began to track it down because this thing called GPS exists, so they knew where it was. And what they had found while they were chasing after it, that it had been involved in a collision with another driver. So she'd nicked this car, then smashed into somebody else's car, and she was still driving.
That is some GTA stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they located the car and started like an O.J. Simpson style.
Helicopter.
No helicopter, unfortunately, and it wasn't nationally televised.
Oh.
But basically like a slow speed police chase. Like in the O.J. Simpson one, they don't go very fast.
Right.
And what because they don't want to like him to.
They don't want him
right.
to clock.
They're just gonna slowly sort of like a boa constrictor work their way up to him, right? Rather than putting other people's lives at risk by driving quickly on a road.
Yeah.
So they had no success. They actually couldn't catch up to her.
Okay.
So what they did was decided to drop back and just turn off the lights and sirens in the hope that she would think she'd outrun them. She'd escaped.
Right.
So she apparently thought she'd lost them and was like, wow, all this sort of escaping business has got me a bit hungry.
Right.
Pulled into a nearby McDonald's to have a nice post-heist Big Mac.
Do we know what she ordered?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
We-
I want to know.
I think that's quite important.
Yeah, I couldn't find that information, but if she's a wrong'un, what does a wrong'un get from McDonald's? The
Fish.
carrot sticks, filet of fish?
Fillet of fish and a fruit
Yeah.
bag,
And
probably.
a fruit bag, yeah, absolutely.
And then
definitely.
chips to dip into their milkshake.
Yeah. Oh, you're not a fan of that?
Well, it's not that I'm not a fan of it. It's just that I do think that people try and use that as like a personality thing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I dipped my chips in a milkshake. It's like, oh, great.
People do it with McFlurries as well.
Yeah.
I like the chicken nugget in a McFlurry combo.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that.
It's all right.
Imagine how fuming you would be if you were in the middle of like a police chase and you got sent to the bay. You're like having to wait in your McDonald's.
Oh, yeah, that would be annoying.
Yeah.
And then you get arrested before you can eat it.
Yeah. I want to at least get a few chips in.
Yeah, you'd have to. I would. Just like grab the ones from the
You're
bottom
getting
of the
cuffed with
bag.
a fucking mouthful of them.
You know.
But anyway, she's sitting there in the drive-thru. Police are like, well, that's the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they approach her, right? And she absolutely kicks off. So she rams one police car, just tries to ram it. I mean, they're in a parking lot, so I can only assume
Not much speed.
not much speed.
But cars are quite heavy.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
she rams one, and then she tries to ram another one, but gets it completely stuck in the ditch.
Oh, no.
And then they just pull her, kicking and screaming out of the car.
With McDonald's.
I don't think she got an order. Have to say, if I'm in the drive-through behind, I'm fuming about this.
I'm annoyed.
Yeah.
I'm really annoyed.
Yeah.
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 She probably could have got away with it.
I wonder if she
just-
paid it forward as well.
Double it and give it to the next person. She should say that.
Then
about-
you'd be really thrilled. You'd
Yeah,
be like,
yeah.
you get there after that, after all that, and then it's like, oh, the person in front actually wanted to pay it forward. It's like,
I hate when
God.
I hate American gratitude as a concept.
Yeah, it's not something.
Because I think it's totally disingenuous as well. Like, I don't think Americans actually do want you to succeed. They just
They want Donald Trump to be their fucking president. Like,
yeah. It's like in Britain, like the main difference between British people and American people is when I went to the casino with Americans, they want everyone to win.
yeah.
Whereas
no.
when I go to the casino with my mates here, I want them to lose.
Yeah.
That's what I want. But in America, they cheer you on winning.
Yeah.
But I don't think they mean it.
No, there's something.
I don't think they're honest about it.
Even whenever they're doing like a good act, you're questioning whether it's because it makes them feel good, not because they just want to do something nice.
Yeah.
It's performative.
Yeah.
Whenever you have a meal in America, they're always smiling, even though they're obviously, because they live in America, you know, they're living in constant fear of gun violence and in crippling debt as well. But yet they go, would you like cheese with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
It's because they're getting paid.
what
Like
are you fucking cheerful for? You know, what? Why are you so bloody thrilled about the day?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I like our sort of non-existent customer
Yeah.
service.
yeah,
It's good.
they're all relying on tips so much, aren't they? So they're trying to get like be friendly with everyone.
It's not just America. I found an interesting fact about the Angus Steakhouse in Leicester Square
Yeah,
The-
heard of it.
You know the one.
I have been there.
Have you actually been there?
Think so, yeah.
I've never eaten there. But I think that I moved to London after people had told me not to eat there, kind of thing. Like, that was like a thing. But the people that work there actually make more money than a lot of the front of house staff in like Michelin star restaurants, because the tips that they make there account to something like 40 grand a year on top of their salary.
That is mental.
It's mental. Because all the fat Americans go there and they all fucking tip. So
Yeah.
great.
They started adding service charges to everything over here as well.
Yeah, that's true. But I think that's predominantly with independent restaurants. That's often to like help help.
I think it's coming into fashion here because now nobody can afford anything.
Yeah. But you can't ask for it to be removed.
Yeah.
You just feel so awkward doing it.
I did that once in a Czech bar.
Right.
When
Can you remove the check?
Yeah, exactly. She presented it to me and I was like, take that shit off, I can't afford
Was
that.
it because you couldn't afford it, or
I could, but I wasn't going
was
to.
it bad service?
No, it was fine. I was just like, take that shit.
Oh, it's because you're a cunt.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry. You
I have to say, I've never done it again because I did feel really shit. I was really hammered.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
right.
And-
Which, as we all know, is a good excuse.
That's
for,
a good excuse for bad behaviour,
bad
yeah.
behaviour, yeah.
And like, all she done was just open a can for me. Like,
Yeah.
she didn't make a drink.
It is backwards. In America, they've got that thing where as well they'll like you can go and get like a bagel from somewhere or like go to a cafe and they turn the screen round and it's on the thing that says tip 5%, 10%, 15%, and then there's not really an option. And then the I think often the fourth option is custom amount.
Yeah,
so you actually have to type in
Zero
to do that, and they know that if you're doing that, you're taking more time than it takes to just click 5%. So then you feel really bad. But they're starting to do it in London.
Yeah.
There's a place called Papo's Bagels by me. It's great. I always tip 5% anyway, but I'd rather not.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I don't
feel like you have no choice.
They're lovely in there, but they turn the thing around and it's like, well, this isn't a thing we do here. This isn't in our constitution. This is a thing that you do over there. You know what I mean? It's just...
I do that after sex. I turn over and I go 5, 10, 20.
Of what? Of what percent?
Yeah, that's true.
Just out yourself as a prostitute.
Yeah, I was going to say, what are you charging? What's your rates?
Mate, some of the money these escorts are making is serious. Serious wonga.
Yeah.
I think you can make 500 quid an hour.
I think there's a good chance. The good ones, maybe. I don't know.
For a good one.
For a good one.
One with nice teeth.
Just any teeth.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Any teeth.
Any teeth is good.
Have either of you ever been to Happy in Leicester Square?
No. Is that a restaurant?
Yeah.
No.
But I went to it a few weeks ago.
Were you happy?
No.
I thought you were about to say, no, it's a massage parlour where you can get a happy ending.
There's definitely
We're
one
talking
of those
about
as well.
prostitutes and you're trying to go back to restaurants in Leicester Square.
Yeah. You like order your food though, and they bring out a table and set it in front of your table to bring out the separate dishes to plate it up in front of you, and then hand it to you. Just do that all that shit in the back.
Yeah.
Because then I'm thinking they're
Because
doing
you're
this.
forced to tip when that's happening.
Oh, I still
aren't
didn't.
You still didn't.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's like, just because you're doing it visibly doesn't mean I need a tip.
There used to be a sushi restaurant, I think it was in South Africa, where,
Famous for its sushi.
yeah, believe it or not, they do have some.
You used to live there?
No.
Oh.
Hence why I haven't. Otherwise, I would have gone to this place, I think. But it was called Czar, I think. And what's funny?
I feel like you just completely made that up.
Yeah, I might have done.
I kind of felt like I could see the cogs turning. He's like, I think it's called Zah. It was more
I
of a
just did
sound.
African noise.
Yeah,
Um,
nice.
There's a South African sushi restaurant where they serve the sushi to you on a naked woman.
Oh,
That she was the plate.
right. That's a thing in Japan though.
Is it?
That's a proper thing. They serve sushi.
They
Probably don't do it anymore.
They're
but
sort of pervs over there.
Is it not
there's-
hot?
there-
Or sushi always cold?
Sushi's meant to be
Sushi's cold.
All right, okay.
cold room temperature, I guess. But anything you probably wouldn't want it body temperature.
No.
But that is a thing I have seen. Maybe it's not a thing in Japan. Maybe it's just something that Coke heads invented in the 70s.
Yeah, it seems right.
Like you can imagine like a sunken
Jordan
conversation
Belfort.
pit, like with a lady butt naked with I don't know.
I just think it,
nigiri on her nipples.
yeah, nigiri on her nipples.
Yeah.
I like that phrase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sashimi on her Foof.
Yep, good.
It's not got the same ring to it, has it?
Not quite.
I was going to say minge, and then I didn't want to say minge, so Foof.
Mackie on the minge.
Yeah.
Could have Mackie on
Mackie on the minge. Yeah, you could have Hosa Mackie on her ass cracky. I'm going to go.
Yeah, probably should. Anyway, let's move on to our next story. We move on to our favourite mini segment, American Unintelligence.
We've just done that.
We've just done that. But we're doing it again. Firefighters in Virginia have issued an official warning to residents after a homeowner accidentally cooked a handgun that was left in an oven by another person. Someone called in to report an oven explosion, but when the firefighters came to investigate, they found a handgun inside. Turns out someone had put it in the oven, forgotten about it. Someone else had come and preheated it, and if you heat a gun, it basically discharges the rounds. So it shot 5 rounds out.
What, out the door?
Shattering the glass door of the oven, breaking the oven and starting a house fire. When the authorities removed it, the gun was just melted to the oven shelf in there.
Christ.
And they said in a statement, "These pictures show you why you should never store anything in your oven. When you place any item in the oven, it's easy to forget it's there, which can lead to a fire or something worse."
I'm not American, but I did have a very similar situation over Christmas a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Where my mum, I got a big fuck off turkey, and we had a lovely Christmas dinner on Christmas Day, as you do. And my mum would usually wrap it up in tinfoil and put it in like the cold room in the house, like by the kitchen. There's like the bit with the washing machine and stuff, and it's really
The scullery.
The scullery, yeah, the utility room.
Yeah.
But it's much colder in there. And for some fucking reason, she put it in the oven. And then on Boxing Day, when I wanted to, I can't remember what I was trying to heat up, but I turned the oven on,
Yeah,
and reheated all the leftover turkey that was meant to be used for turkey sandwiches. There was probably about 6 kilos of it.
That's the best part of Christmas, by the way.
Yeah, of course it is. But fuck me, we couldn't eat it because I turned it on and obviously like half cooked it.
Yeah, you
And
cremated
you can't recook, so we had to throw every single bit away. And as I said, I'm not American, but that was fucking stupid.
That's probably worse.
Of my mum, not me.
It was because you don't store things in the oven.
You don't store things. That turkey could have exploded.
That's what the fridge is for.
Exactly.
Where do you lads store your guns?
Am
Am I trying to get them through security?
Now in your home.
Oh, I keep it above my bed in a big mount.
Yeah, nice. I've got just a classic gun case.
Do you?
Yeah.
Where do you keep the gun case?
No, I'm not going to tell you that.
Nice.
Find my guns.
I have
In
it
the cellar.
pride of place right next to my big deer head.
Nice.
You killed yourself?
Yeah, I went to
Stag.
I went to Wisconsin, and I shot it.
Have you actually done that?
No, I would like to, but I'm actually more privy to the idea of going to Thailand and shooting a cow with a bazooka.
I thought you
That
were
would
going
be
to say
class.
fucking a ladyboy.
No, I'm good. I have been to Thailand a couple of times. I actually got treated for diarrhea in a Thai hospital once. Where what they did was they basically shoot something up your arse.
Nice.
A mixture of
A
chemicals.
bazooka?
And it kills it.
It wasn't a bazooka. And it basically makes you just release everything that's contained within your entire body.
Oh no. What, an enema?
Yeah, it was a powerful one. Though.
a Thai bird's eye chili enema.
It was. I felt at least 20 kilograms lighter
Oh
afterwards.
wow.
I'd love that right now.
Yeah.
Sounds class.
Mate, honestly, it's probably a good medical procedure, but you do have to have the toilet ready to go when you have it done. Because what they'd done is they'd given someone else one like 10 minutes before. And then when they gave it to me, that guy was still in the toilet.
I thought you were gonna say they rinsed it under the tap and then gave it to you.
No, no. But that guy was still in the toilet that's meant for the patients of this procedure.
Oh.
So I had to run around the hotel before my arse just exploded, desperately trying. Not a hotel, it's a hospital.
Yeah.
Desperately trying
thing.
to find a spare toilet.
Oh god. Did you get
Just about.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you
You don't want to shit yourself in a humid place either.
Also, it was a busy hospital.
Really?
And that would have just been in front of everyone. But yeah.
Would that have been the most embarrassing thing that has happened to you?
No, because I don't live in Bangkok, so I could have just
Yeah, you could.
You can escape it.
I can escape it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
But anyway, that concludes American Unintelligence and the news. We're going to get into our next segment now. It's You're a Ranker, and these are our top 3 worst food chains. Willy, if you'd like to start us off with your number 3.
Okay, so one's the worst, third's the still shit. I'm gonna say the third worst one is Taco Bell.
Okay, I've never had it.
It's bad.
Americans swear by it.
Well, exactly. I've only had it in America, but we do have it in the UK. And when I had it in America, I was on a shoot with. Weirdly, I ended up doing stuff for Major League Baseball.
Of course.
Yeah. Well, they were trying to promote baseball in Europe, but using the food as like the food.
Oh, I would love some wet nachos and a dirty hot dog.
Yeah. So a lot of the food at most of the stadiums is the food in the cities is obviously cool because everywhere's got its own like food scene, but a lot of the food in the stadiums is just like big, very American, huge portions, lots of cheese, lots of deep fried stuff. But yeah, basically we were with this guy and we were in St. Louis, and I wouldn't recommend St. Louis. It's a very, very strange part of the world. Baseball's there.
The home of smoking, by the way.
Is that a thing?
In America. I mean, relative for America. I mean, if you go to Paris,
Do you mean smoking or smoking like meats? Because they do that. The barbecue's a really big thing there.
I meant smoking cigarettes, but
is that actually a thing?
In America,
yeah,
it's the number one place to smoke cigarettes.
Wow, I didn't know that. But St. Louis, anyway, fucking strange place. But the director that we were working with spends a lot of time in America, and he point blank forced us to get a Taco Bell. And he was a Geordie. He was like, "Oh man, no, it's really good. We love it. I come over here and have it all the time. It's great." And so we got it, and I was like, "What do you get?" He was like, "Oh, you want the soft ones and the hard ones and all that." So we had it all. And literally just like had diarrhea for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
It was like instant.
I'm pretty sure there's one in Leicester Square now.
That's scary because like food, your body doesn't even process food that quickly.
Yeah.
Which means there's something.
Well, no, this is what everyone says that, but I think that's bollocks because there's been so many times where I've eaten something. Maybe it's my stomach's of a nervous disposition, but there's been so many times where I've eaten something.
Sweet disposition.
Yeah. But I've just been like, oh, and then it's like fuck me up straight away.
Yeah, even the look of the place. I'm pretty sure they did make one in Leicester Square, and I've considered
there are a few in London.
Yeah, but even just looking outside of it, I think I would shit myself if I eat that.
Yeah,
I don't know how the Geordie fella had it going from Greg's to Taco Bell.
Yeah, it's not good.
What's your number 3, Aidan?
My number 3, I've got Shake Shack. And
what? I can vouch for sure.
I had one really good one in an airport, and I was like, "This is class. I'm going to get this all the
Gatwick
time."
North Terminal.
It might have been a couple of years ago, but then the one in like
Terminal,
London,
actually.
like
Is it?
Yeah.
Leicester Square,
It's
I think it's in.
Down by the Wetherspoon.
Is it by the Flying Horse or the Red Line?
Red Line.
Okay, yeah, that's you're right.
South Terminal.
That one's a complete shithole though.
Yeah, that's
like
the
I've
worst.
gotten it like 5 times, and it's been awful every time.
Yeah.
And it's always whenever you're completely stuck for something.
I don't like
that
the
could
fact.
just be an airport thing though, because
No, the airport one was good. The one in Leicester Square is the one I'm on about.
We keep going back to Leicester Square. It's because Leicester Square is fucked.
Yeah,
Everything in Leicester Square is bad.
Leicester Square is the epitome of. Leicester Square is like Dubai.
Yeah.
If it was in London.
That is. That's a good take. That's a good take. That's very
Eminem's
true.
world.
Yeah, fuck that.
Leicester Square and Dubai.
Awful.
First time I went to Eminem's world, I saw like 2 children just on the floor eating the M&Ms that had spilled out of the thing.
Ooh.
Yeah,
There's something a bit dystopian
Are
about
you a
that.
father?
I'm not.
No.
Why the fuck were you in Eminem world then?
I do have 2 younger brothers
okay.
that I was there with.
Fair enough.
My number 3, Subway.
Okay.
I actually don't mind it generally.
Right.
I have to say it's much better in other countries.
Interesting.
So in Australia, Subway is awesome.
Is
Really,
it?
really good. My main problem with Subway is that they cut all the sandwiches with the same knife and they don't wash it in between. So what you end up getting is on either side of your chopped up footlong, a sort of casserole of everyone else's sandwiches that they've had before you, smeared on the end of it with that knife.
Yeah.
It's the hygiene more than the food, actually, that gets
Fair
me.
enough. I've not had I can't remember the last time I had a Subway, but
There was a point where I was having it 2 times a week
really, was that at uni?
at school.
Yeah. Well, do you remember when they used to do the big chicken cutlet? They used to like
Vaguely.
a big breaded chicken cutlet in
A katsu, if you will.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think is that what katsu is?
Yeah, it's the cutlet.
Nothing, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they do. But the support cats. It's just a fried. Yeah, whatever. Fine. Okay. I didn't realise you were Japanese over here, Rufus. But yes,
Watashi wa no namae.
is that actual Japanese?
Might be.
There we go. Yeah, no. So the fried, the breaded chicken thing that used to be good. I used to like it when they did that when I was like 16. But I think that's the last time I went. I haven't been since.
Yeah.
Second worst.
Yeah.
TGI Fridays.
Wow.
Might even be the
TGI
worst.
Fridays.
Why is it so bad?
Gave me diarrhea, didn't it? I mean, I'm starting to think
a theme on this.
maybe it's me that's the problem, but
I don't think I've ever been.
yeah, I remember being like 5. I've been twice.
Isn't it just like naff wings?
Yeah, it's shit. It's shit. It's really
Aidan's
shit.
about to jump to its defense.
It was the first restaurant I went to that you get food for like 18 quid. And I was like, this was like a fucking Michelin star restaurant to me whenever I first went.
He did grow up in a small village in Ireland. I have to say that.
Fair enough.
So there was like 12 options rather than just fucking a cowboy supper and like
This is
one
like
burger.
when my uni mate, who came from a small village in Wales,
Yeah.
he said to all of us that every Thursday, him and his parents go out for a Weatherspoons curry club.
Really?
That sounds class.
Yeah. I think Weatherspoons is like, it's so like it's bad, but it's like
It didn't make my list.
You know what you're getting with Weatherspoons.
Yeah.
Weatherspoons and McDonald's are quite similar.
You get
because
what you pay for.
You get what you pay for, and you always know what you're getting.
Yep.
So you can't really put them in the same thing. But TGI Fridays
Yeah.
is fucking expensive. Have you been recently?
Not in like 3 years.
Mate, I went to uni in Nottingham. I went to the one in Nottingham probably 6 years ago, whenever it was, 7 years ago. And I remember it was about £45 a head.
Yeah.
And the only other
But you can get a slap-up gastro meal.
yeah, to be
apart
fair,
from that.
I'm spending a bit more than that on some places that I go out to eat now, but that's okay because I'm expecting quality. TGI
Yeah.
Fridays, I'm not expecting
And
quality.
you don't get it either.
And you fucking exactly, you don't get it at all. It's absolutely shit. But that was the last time I went to TGI Fridays, and I just remember feeling ripped off, and the food was bad. First time I ate a burger that I think like maybe. I don't know, maybe someone who was making it had been picking their arse or something. I'm not really, I don't know. But I ate it when I was about 5 years old, and then my mum and dad took us to Toys R Us. And this was before I had instant diarrhea. So what happened was, had this
you got delayed
had this
diarrhea.
lovely meal at TGI Fridays, lovely big burger, age 5. Go to Toys R Us. You know, this was
What
back-
an
back
afternoon.
in the best afternoon ever to get all our Christmas shopping, get back home, go to bed. 4 o'clock in the morning, I start feeling a bit ill, walk into my parents' bedroom, and I think I got halfway through the sentence, "Mummy, I feel a bit sick," before I projectile vomited like the little fucker out The Exorcist all over their bed. All over their bed.
Yeah.
And at that point, they were
See, I
probably
don't
like,
think TGA Fridays is that bad. I think you just have some suppressed trauma that this brings up.
Yeah, well, TGI Fridays can fuck off.
Okay, your number 2, Aidan?
You mentioned it the last time, and there's an ongoing trend here of it being in Leicester Square. But
It's not Eminem's world, is it?
it's not now.
Oh, okay.
Jollibee. Who's
Jollibee.
ever got it? It's like Philippines chicken.
Filipino, Scran.
I had to shit
do have-
myself straight after.
Really?
No,
Immediate shit yourself.
yeah, I just about got to the toilet, but it's one of them ones you're like, I am about to shit my pants if I don't take action right
They
now.
do have some weird stuff in the Philippines. I've chatted shit a lot about Filipino food
Right.
on Flag Game and other related programs, and people always say I'm wrong about it. But I just don't like sweet tomato ketchup.
Have you been to the Philippines?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, because like adobo and stuff like home style cooking is
Yeah.
meant to be really, really, really nice.
I just-
but then Jollibee is for some reason the most predominant, like the most prevalent.
Well, as far as I can
Filipino
work out,
chain.
it's spaghetti bolognese with fried chicken.
Yeah, they do. That's what they do. I've never had a Jollibee, so I can't.
Their bolognese is a little bit different to how we might think of it. It's actually just tomato sauce, but it's like sweet.
Yeah.
And they cover everything in banana ketchup, which is
So I like banana ketchup.
I like banana
I've had it with
ketchup.
pork, and it's good, but I wouldn't put like that on a.
bolognese.
What the fuck? Does it taste anything like banana?
No. So it's ketchup, but made out of bananas rather than tomatoes.
Okay.
So it's similar in taste to ketchup, but
Yeah.
it's made out of tomatoes. Yeah, bananas.
The one thing I can't get behind, I know we're talking about fast food, but going to like a fancy restaurant and spending 60 quid and getting the tiniest slither of like meat. And I know it's probably
I
delicious.
love that sort of shit.
No, I
mate.
can't
Sign me
get
up
it.
for tiny fucking plates. I want to be so hungry afterwards.
I went for like our staff Christmas dinner last year. I had to get a McDonald's after it. I was
Where did you
fucking
go?
starving. Some place in Soho. I can't remember the name.
Do they have a tasting menu?
No.
Ah.
I got like a steak which was that size And then there was these like chips.
For the listener, that's about the size of a bollock, I would say.
Yeah, maybe half a bollock.
Half a bollock.
And
Christ, I've got tiny balls.
you could order like sides, so I ordered chips, but there was like 6 chips stacked on top of each other.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like
fucking- I
a
can't
Jenga tower.
It was,
yeah.
but you didn't get the 6 chips to yourself. You had to share them with the person opposite you. So you get 3 chips and like a slither of steak.
Yeah, right.
I can't get behind that shit.
My number 2, Greg's.
Interesting.
Shit food.
Don't agree.
I don't agree either.
I think that the sausage roll from Greg's, when it's
Why is it so pink in the middle?
just slightly over lukewarm, like nearer hot than lukewarm, but in the middle, that
Mate,
is one of those things that makes my mind start singing Jerusalem. Like, it just makes me feel so proud to be British.
right. It's funny because that was such a sort of poor but also Tory sentence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It takes a world, but it makes me proud to be British. There's something nice about, like, it's not hot, it's not cold, it's not really. It's
mediocre.
It's a contextual thing. The temperature has to be that middle ground between lukewarm and hot,
Right.
and it has to be sort of like middle of the day. Like, they've sold like loads already, but we're not at the point where like they're all cold and shit.
Right. Well, let's look at the Greg's menu in its full context outside just the sausage roll. Half of it you can discard fucking immediately. Anything that's not warm is not getting bought.
Steak bake, come on,
No.
not for you.
I'm sorry, everything you can buy at Greg's, all the pastries, you can wring them out like a towel. They're so wet. They're so greasy.
Yeah, but that's good.
They're just floppy. That sausage roll is so pink in the middle. I don't know how. We don't have massive cases of like widespread salmonella poisoning from Greg's on a daily basis. Absolutely
We
disgusting.
probably do, but everyone just loves it so much they just don't give a fuck and they don't dob them in.
Mate, this is why worker productivity has been steadily falling in Britain since the 1960s. It's no mistake. It coincides perfectly with the introduction of the Greg's sausage roll. It's poisoning our people. We're putting things in our bodies that are turning the freaking frogs gay. You know what I mean though. I do think there's something going on there. Willy, you're number 1.
So my number 1 is Papa John's.
Okay.
And the reason it's Papa John,
Because he's racist?
well, that's up there. That's actually I haven't even factored that in. I just fuck that guy. I actually, to be fair, when that story broke, I was surprised that there actually existed a man called Papa John.
Oh, you thought it was like a sort of Colonel Sanders situation?
I didn't think. Well, Colonel Sanders was real.
Oh, is he?
No, I didn't think he was a real person. I thought it was just like they've just gone Papa John's, and this is what they've got now.
No, he is a bloke.
First time I had Papa John's, I was at Reading Festival. I was like 16 years old, and they brought out that garlic butter they do that is just like the most disgusting thing ever.
Yeah, that might as well be distilled essence of feet.
Yeah,
It's disgusting.
Except I think that when men are really homophobic because they're closeted homosexuals.
Okay.
With Papa John's, right? So I feel so guilty and I hate myself that occasionally I'll go to town on a Papa John's, but I hate it so much. And every single time I'm like,
why did I do
the
that?
tomato sauce is like what
It's
you're saying
not
with
good.
Jollibee. It's so sweet and it's so disgusting and it's so doughy. And at least like when you have a Domino's, it falls into the same category as McDonald's or Wetherspoons.
Yeah.
You know what you're getting. You're getting slightly crispy on the bottom, slightly fluffy, but it's cardboard. With Papa John's, it's just like, how do you even describe what that is? The toppings are shit. They pretend that they're like, I think one of their slogans is like, "Oh, with better toppings" or something.
It's
catchy.
better ingredients, better people, better pizza.
It's fucked, but sometimes it's my least favorite one.
I have to say, I get your point. It didn't make my top 3 because I had a great one in Shanghai once.
I feel like actually you have to look at this from the eyes of someone less travelled.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's getting a bit unrelatable, like, oh, well, this is good, but it's only good in the former Yugoslavia.
Exactly. Well, if anyone,
it's
if anyone,
Shanghai for Papa John's.
I had a Papa John's in Shanghai. It was good, but everyone I've had in the West, poor. I don't know what they're doing over here, but they've nailed the pizza in China.
Well,
Your number 1, Aidan?
My number 1 is Burger King.
That is also
Okay.
my number
it?
one.
It's just so
Burger
shit.
King, famously located in places where there aren't any other options.
Is there one in Leicester Square?
Yes, there is.
There is.
It's not the worst one. Every airport has one. It's like they've got like a deal with it or something.
Captive audience. Every petrol station
Yeah.
with services has a Burger King.
When you go to the airport in another country and you're coming home, this is just to get a bit more international so you can relate to this sort of stuff.
Gotcha.
When you go to an airport in a different country and you're just like that, you're hoping for a McDonald's, but then it's a Burger King.
It's always Burger King.
So upset when that happens.
The shittest, soggiest chips possible.
Oh, mate, it's dire. I'm going to change my first one to Burger King.
Were we all in agreement on
Yeah,
Burger King?
I will agree with that one. Burger King can fuck off.
And it's expensive as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyone who says that the burgers are better, they're not. They're bigger.
Yeah,
They're worse.
Yeah.
They're just bigger.
And often they don't have cheese in them.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that about? I remember ordering I was thinking, I think it was like one of the first times that I had at a Burger King, and I remember ordering like the Whopper or whatever, and it doesn't fucking have cheese.
Yeah, the Whopper doesn't have cheese.
I'm asking, I want a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to go, I'll have that with cheese. It should have cheese in it.
Yeah. Right, let's get into our next segment then. It's questionable. This is our audience interaction segment where we ask people a tasty question and then respond to the best answers. We ask people, what's the worst thing you've ever eaten? Doesn't have to be food. That's because Willy is involved in the food sphere. First one, I ate my mate's mum's placenta.
What?
She recently had a kid and kept the placenta, so I went to my mate's house. His mum had made muffins, so I nicked one and ate it. His mum sees one of them is missing and asks around who ate it. I apologised for being hungry, and she told me it had a placenta in it.
Bullshit.
Bullshit?
You're getting... people know that you want mad shit.
People do, yeah,
that
absolutely.
cannot be real.
But I don't
Who
know.
the fuck is... Right.
My friend's mum ate her placenta.
Yeah, but not in a muffin.
No, she had it in a smoothie.
Maybe a smoothie, but you're not going to eat a placenta muffin. That's not right.
I'd rather have that than just have it raw.
Also, really bad manners just to help yourself to a muffin at
I
someone
know,
else's
I
house.
know.
Also, the other thing, right, if there's a batch of muffins, how the fuck is one of them going to have the placenta in? I'm sorry if I sound like a bloody spoiled sport
okay,
here,
fine.
but that's bullshit.
I assume he had about 1/12 of a placenta then, if she's made a bunch of muffins.
It was a batch.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit of placenta. It ain't going to hurt.
Yeah. Still a bit weird, though.
Isn't it good for... Don't they use it for stem cells?
It's really good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next one, worst thing I've ever eaten. My ex-husband's bum.
It's not great, is it?
I can tell. I've had a look at the profile that was sent in from. I can tell that one is definitely real. 100% can confirm that one's true.
Does she look like a lady that posts on Facebook Marketplace?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Is there a correlation between that and eating ass?
I don't know. Yeah, I think so.
Right.
I think...
Don't know what it is, but...
I need to get my
Facebook
girlfriend
Marketplace
off
is for... Facebook Marketplace.
I need to get my girlfriend off Marketplace.
to try and eat your bum.
Yeah.
Always a treat.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you
Mate, I think it's something to do with, like... Housewives who post on Facebook Marketplace have nothing else to do.
Apart from eat their ex-husband's bum.
Well, so they've got to, like, sell old dusty shit that no one wants for a $5, right?
Yeah.
So naturally, if they're that bored in their regular lives, they would be similarly bored in their sex lives
You'd
and have to
hope.
resort to rimming.
Yeah.
I think is the only conclusion we can draw.
I think the worst thing than marketplace mums are competition mums on Facebook. Have anyone's ever seen this? Where they enter 50 competitions?
Yeah, they want to win like a blender.
My mum be entering competitions for stuff she doesn't even need. Last year, she won a mechanic's toolbox and a power washer and just sold them. It was worth like 800 quid, both of them.
Did she make good money on it?
Yeah, she got 800 quid for them.
Fucking
Yeah, that's
hell.
pretty incredible, actually.
Yeah.
That's good. That,
She's just entering competitions to sell stuff on.
yeah.
Comping, mate.
Yeah.
My mum, I mean, it's a classic, but my mum is guilty of lost dogs in like fucking America, sharing those posts.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't think she eats my dad's bum, so I don't know if there's any correlation.
You
there.
never know, though.
You never know.
You never know. You never know.
Next one. I went to Creamfields in 2018 and we had some shit MDMA that we needed to eat before getting some good stuff in. I don't know. I don't do drugs, so I don't know what that means.
What? Never?
Never. I've
Is
never.
that because your mum listens to the podcast?
No, I would tell her. I just never. I'm just a pussy, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even like high grade cocaine.
No, not recently.
You're wearing a suit and you're posh. Come on.
Yeah, not recently.
Okay, fair enough.
Not since Cocaine Christmas 2021. That's a joke, Mum.
Did you look directly down that?
Mum, it's a joke. Right.
Yeah, no. I mean,
I'm not aware of the gradations of quality of MDMA.
yeah, nor am I really. I'm not really a drugsman either, but maybe it's pretty gammy. I don't know.
No.
Also, I guarantee someone that's eaten like dodgy MDMA, there must be something they've eaten that's worse than that.
Well, we haven't finished this one yet.
Are there quite a few?
Well, we haven't finished this exact story.
Oh.
Naturally, they needed to get it down, but apparently it tasted awful. So what they did was put the 2 grams they had in between 2 slices of unbuttered brown bread. As you can imagine, I was worried about the taste and thought we may need some flavour in this bad boy. That's the sort of thing you would say. So
I've said that about that.
Yeah. Cue the Tangfastics and the Bubblegum Millions. With these final touches, my masterpiece was created and named the Mandy Sandy, which is funny.
Funny.
Yeah.
And that's the worst thing they've ever eaten.
Apparently.
That actually sounds like it. I mean, it's like popping candy.
Sounds quite good.
Yeah.
Which is good because I have actually got for you your very own Mandy Sandy. I did have to replace a couple of the ingredients. I didn't have any unbuttered brown bread, so I've got you a tuna and sweet corn.
I'm not eating that. Fuck off.
I've got you a tuna and sweet corn sandwich, and I didn't have any MDMA either, so I've replaced it with strepsils.
And Tangfastics.
Oh, you're a cunt.
This is part of our. I should say.
Do you know what? I love tuna, but I hate sweet corn. So like sweet corn's like one of the things that I just hate so much.
I think if you eat it from the back, like that woman we were just talking about.
How long has this just been sat underneath the fucking desk as well?
For a while.
Oh, bro.
Mate, show the cross section to the camera before you tuck in. It looks delicious.
Show it to this one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That looks great.
Oh, mate, you are actually a.
Let us know how it is.
If I have a bite, you have to have a bite.
Make sure you get a strepsil.
If I have a bite, you have to have a bite.
Maybe.
No, you have to. This is the rule.
He's usually a man of his word. He will do it.
Yeah, fine.
Nice.
Straight into the strepsil.
I heard you crunch that strepsil. Pop it on the plate.
Oh my god.
What flavours are you getting?
You can spit it out if you want.
Oh, that is really horrible. Have a bite.
No, absolutely.
No,
not.
you said
No,
you
it's
were
right next to yours.
Yeah, I haven't. It hasn't touched it. I deliberately made sure it didn't.
Oh.
That is. Where's that condom? I spit it into something.
No, mate.
No,
I don't know.
you have to have a bite. You said you would.
Yeah,
Rufus, you are not a man of your word unless you have
before
a
you spat on the plate, I was with you. I was totally with you, but I saw that and I
You gave me the plate so I'd spit on it so you could.
I'm sorry. I've thrown you under the bus. There's nothing I can do.
I'm going to make you down a pint of catsick after this.
It's out of my hands now.
That's really, really bad.
Well, now you can see what he was getting at.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a fucking co-op tuna and sweet corn. That spit that I've done there has not touched that. You have to have a bite.
I think it could move by osmosis.
Honestly, I feel like it would be funnier if you. Oh god, I can just taste like strepsil and sweet corn.
Anyway,
You're such a prick. That is absolutely. Oh man.
wow. Sort of tearing up.
I was a Tangfastic.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, did the Tangfastic factor into it?
The Tangfastic, yeah, it kind of it gave it like a bit of fizz, and then the strepsil was just so mentholy, and then I got like a bit of. It's the sweet corn that I really don't like sweet corn at all, and it like makes that. Yeah, there was a little bit of sweet corn that kind of like popped between my teeth whilst I was eating. Oh, I didn't even taste the tuna.
No. No, good.
Oh. That is clapped.
The worst thing I've ever eaten was goose brain in China on a school trip. It was served inside half the skull of said goose.
They do eat some mad shit in China.
I got in trouble on a school trip, food related, once, when we got served this basically rock hard piece of meat. And someone said, "Oh, it looks like a rhino's bollock." So we started chanting at the table, "Rhino genitals, in front of all the other schools who had also gone on this trip. And we all got in trouble, and I wasn't allowed to go to the disco.
That's heartbreaking at that age.
That's sad.
Mate, I was trying
Did
to...
you have a bite of it?
The rhino genitals?
Yeah.
I had a go.
Yeah.
It was just, I don't know.
Unlike today.
It's like, yeah. It's unfortunate that that's just going to go down in history as one of the many times that I didn't keep my word. I once had a shot of diesel because I lost a darts match.
That's the best one. That's so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
A shot of diesel.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think this next one is the worst one of all of these.
Hang on, let me have a sip of water before you do that.
Yeah.
Oh man, that actually was so clapped.
Yeah, I agree. Disgusting.
You wouldn't know, you didn't try it.
I made it.
You smelt it.
I smelt it for sure. Okay, this is the worst one. The worst thing I've ever eaten was when my dad had his prostate lasered out a bit because he couldn't piss. For weeks, anytime he pissed anywhere, 3 to 30 pieces of his prostate would come out, causing him incredible pain. Me and 2 of my brothers had an Uno tournament to see who had to eat a piece of his prostate, with my father's blessing, of course.
My God.
Safe to say, I'm not very good at Uno. That's the worst one by a mile.
That has to be, yeah.
It's so that falls into the category of that's so bad that is believable,
I think that is true.
and that is horrible. I still think the diesel one's the funniest.
Oh yeah,
I lost a game of darts. I did that. That is fucking rank, though.
yeah.
I mean,
It's your dad's prostate.
Would you? Yeah, I mean, would it make a difference if it was someone else's?
Oh yeah, I think so. I'm happier to eat somebody else's prostate.
Right. Okay. What would you rather eat? A kidney stone or a bit of prostate?
Oh.
Prostate probably a bit softer.
Yeah, they're quite similar actually, but I imagined the kidney stone would be a gritty. Be like chowing down on a gravel driveway, wouldn't it? Whereas prostate, I feel like that's got a bit of give.
It's probably a bit like like turkey neck.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's like sinewy.
Yeah, gamey.
Yeah. Prostate's just like pheasant.
Okay, the last one. When I was in year 9, some boys came up to me and offered a pasta pot which looked like clam chowder and said they paid 20 quid for me to drink it. Now, keep in mind, because of time inflation, 20 quid in year 9 is worth what?
That's £1 million.
£1,000?
Yeah.
A grand?
That's
At
a lot.
least 10 grand.
10 grand? Yeah. It contained sausage, brownie, orange Radnor fizz, milk, appetizer, mashed potato, melted cheese from a panini. I tackled it well, and the gag reflex helped me keep it down, which not a necessary detail for this story.
It's just from a lady.
It
An
is.
admirer.
It is. Maybe she's trying, in the most roundabout way possible, she's trying to tell me something about herself.
Yeah.
She tackled it well, the gag reflex helped keep it down, and I got given my money. I found out soon after it also had bird shit and multiple people spit in it. I then moved school at the end of the year and I've never gone back.
So, are you too young to remember neck nominations?
Yeah.
You,
I remember them.
mate, you would have. Rufus Rice would fucking love neck nominations.
What's a neck nomination?
Basically, this is in the days when everyone like just used Facebook.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
you do this thing where it was a bit. Do you remember the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge?
2014.
Was that when it was?
Yeah, I was
So
12.
this was probably 2 years before that.
Yeah, I was probably
10.
10.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, I was 10.
So basically, neck nominations. I've been campaigning to bring them back. Sort of not online. I should probably use my platform a bit better. But basically, what you do is you'd put a load of random shit in a pint glass and just down it. But there was no. Other than that, there was no real rules. So some people would do like, I think the one and then you'd do it and you'd say thanks for the nomination. This person, I nominate these two people or whatever. So then those people would do it and it would spread. It's a bit like book club kind of thing.
Okay.
You send a book.
That's nice.
I think my one was like red wine, banana, Coca-Cola, orange juice, lager, nothing actually that rank, Bailey's, so it like all coagulated or whatever.
Yeah.
And it looked rank, but it actually tasted really nice. I know people that were just drinking sick.
Right.
Straight up just drinking sick. What that person
Yeah.
was saying that they drank in that little pot, I've seen people do pints of. There was some cunt in Ireland that did a goldfish.
Yeah.
He did a naggin of vodka, like a full small bottle of vodka, in
Right.
a pint glass, and a goldfish, and he downed it, the whole thing.
Did the goldfish die before he finished the pint?
I think the goldfish probably died inside him.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of my friends done one with wet cat food in it.
Wet cat food.
That's bad. Well, you wouldn't. The dry one's not going to be as bad, is it?
It's tough to keep it dry in that situation.
Yeah. But neck nominations, we should bring them back. If anyone's going to do it, I feel like you'd be the.
Well, I was aware that rugby clubs across the country do this all the time.
They do, but this left rugby.
My
clubs,
mate chopped some piss in a Japanese restaurant once.
Sake.
Nice, yeah, a nice restaurant, shall I say? Very polite people, the Japanese, and we were with some foreigners,
Right.
who aren't aware of the sort of what rugby boys are about.
Right.
Because I've got one of those mates in rugby boy. He's a great mate to have because he will just do anything.
Did you play rugby?
No,
Right.
I was a cricket lad.
Fair enough.
He will just do anything if you ask him to. So I said to these guys, I was like, look, honestly, if you ask him to chop some piss, like he will do it. He will do it because he wants to prove he's an alpha male. And
the only way to do that is by being the thickest possible. Yeah.
And they were like, no way. And I was like, honestly, mate, just go to the bathroom, fill up your cup with piss, bring it back. And he did. And he just drunk it. And we're sitting at one of those little tables that you have to cross your legs to sit at.
That makes it so much better.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
And he just went, sent it back. His girlfriend's sitting right next to him.
That's not ideal.
It's not right. There's something wrong with it.
You would assume that'd be something you do solely with the lads, not with a girlfriend.
No, his girlfriend was like, that's funny, but I'm not giving you a kiss.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. Give him a strepsil, that'll be alright.
Yeah. Give him a Mandy Sandy.
I've just pulled the thing off.
Cheers. Anyway, after Willy has dismantled our sets piece by piece until it is nothing more than a pile of rubble, we will say goodbye. Thank you so much for coming on, Willy. Thanks for your noble sacrifice and scranning that absolutely disgusting sandwich. Make sure to smash the subscribe button on YouTube with your left collarbone, and then we'll see you next time. Back to you in the studio.